Betty off the side, wanting to take this one down. Can he find the damage? 4-0 for Flash Wolves. They remain undefeated.
以往的比赛我都是打得很龟缩，然后就是不好。因为那时候我自己也觉得我肯定是比不过那些 AD 的，所以今年我就是做出让自己可以打得更凶，然后更激进、更加认真的练习。
The shots come in, Reckless has so much damage. The shot comes in, he gets the crit.
우승팀이 이제 세체 바텀, 세체 탑, 세체 미드 이런 타이틀을 갖기 때문에 꼭 이번 토너먼트에서 이겨서 이제 그런 타이틀을 얻고 싶긴 하죠.
I think Uzi is the best AD carry at this tournament. I think Uzi is just really aware of what he can do in every moment.
Devoured from Vic by so much time.
Uzi
taken out. That might just be game.
If we have a chance to play against him again, I would like to show that I can contest for the best AD carry at this tournament.
Ole tries to hobble away from this one, but the pillar will provide the quadra kill for Reckless.
Khi những nhà vô địch của số đội xuất hiện thì mình thấy là mùa này AD Reckless rất là mạnh。
我其实觉得大家的实力真的确实都是特别的差不多。
I think the best ADs from every region came, and I'm definitely doing a pretty big disservice to all 9 other NLCS ADs right now.
Give this Drake away for free. Broxa is taken very low, but Double Lift is caught out and beaten down. Flashes and can't get himself away.
I think to win the rest of the games, I just need to step up and just play to the level that I was and not care about who we're up against.
Welcome to Berlin, Germany for day 3 of the MSI group stage. The race for the semifinals is heating up as the undefeated Flash Wolves look to defend their spot against the challengers below.
I would go for Zia. Not only has Maple played a lot of it during the regular season, but both Zoe and Vlad, one of the 2 big champions that are often considered an answer to it. And I feel like that while it is a little bit more on the scaling edge, wouldn't necessarily be the best pick. Ryze is then the next best pick that will kind of fit nicely into this composition for Flash Wolves.
I think Galio can also work here with Rakan. The Galio plus Rakan combo can be pretty powerful. But Karma, another pushing mid laner there, more protection, for Betty, who has been a standout AD carry throughout this tournament. And it's going to be pretty safe as well.
It absolutely will be. So Karma locked in that gangplank, by the way. This will be Hanabi's 3rd performance on the champion. We just saw the stats flash up on screen a moment or 2 ago. The champion itself has an 81% win ratio with 11 picks. It's done very well in the hands of MSI performers. And now Hanabi will get a chance to go 3-0. We saw the Yasuo, it was flirted with, the Yasuo meta as MSI is evolving. It will get swapped away from it. Warzone will go a slightly more traditional mid lane in that Rise. So what are you seeing from these 2 team compositions now?
I mean, I'm seeing a lot of kind of dominant lanes, honestly, from the side of Flash Wolves. I think while, an Orin can bully a GP a little bit, that's pretty preferential lane there. I think Karma can, get the push, and when you're going into these tier banner builds, sometimes take over that lane as far as the lane pressure there. On the bottom side as well, a lot of it's going to come down to execution, but there's so much, I think, early power on the side of Flash Wolves that EVS is going to have to be very, very careful to not fall behind.
Yeah, and for EVOS, I'm looking at this as kind of like a pick composition. You have multiple engaged tools.
Traded in exchange for the flash and the ignite. Not done yet. A little bit of a stun from Aegian. Managing to get some damage down. Continues to trade back and forth. Down to 100 HP. Defensive flash. First blood picked up by EVOS.
Yeah, Mugen eventually just seems like he bit off more than he could chew. Maple's getting pushed out by Warzone, and the plan was for Maple to be able to be the faster to roam, but Warzone blocks him out, and they get first blood.
Rule number 1 of fighting Skarner, do not fight him in his own territory. He was stood on top of a spire. The bonus stats that he was able to gain off the back of it enabled him to outtrade the Trundle, who was only level 2. And Yijin is able to find the counterplay. You can see here, he secures it first, and then Mujin just stands inside.
Yeah, Mujin just too late to actually get back on the spire. He had claimed it previously, but as soon as you give it up, as you said, he actually pillared him into himself, and that's not a fight he could win.
Just a quick update, gentlemen, after that little boop from you.
Wave clear tool, but also his trading tool. It gives him a big shield. Every time the Hanabi wants to come up and farm, he's going to get hit by the Bella's Breath. And it just means that not only are you constantly trading into that many minions, but you're also taking all this damage from the Ornn as well. And that's why often you'll see the Gangplank struggle in the early game, but as things progress, it'll get a little bit easier.
EVOS is looking to try to set up a dive here. 4-man bot already, but GP ult does.
Oh, GP ult's available. Where is it? No ways! That's a double root! Managing to turn this around. Betty turns the 4v2 dive with the help of the cannon barrage. Warzone stuck behind enemy territory and will go down. Betty picks up the kills and they turn that around.
Yeah, that was the disaster dive there for EVOS with the GP ultimate available. Ron OP is the one tanking the turret. He goes down almost immediately, and FlashWolves bot lane are going to get so much of that.
And you could see that EVOS, they were trying to be proactive. They wanted to get ahead of FlashWolves before they were able to make this level 6 all-in play towards the bot side of the map, but the execution wasn't there. So initially, Slay takes a tower shot. Ron OP is now tanking the tower, and he effectively just dies to the tank.
I don't think he realized he had turret aggro. He actually pulled the turret aggro with his W. He dropped it early, and I think he thought someone else was tanking and just really lost track of the situation there. And that is a very, very hefty price to pay.
That sucks.
Can it?
From start.
Definitely the case, and Yijin, unfortunately for EVOS, not able to find anything on the bottom side of the map, but he has everything available. Predator, Flash, etc.
Oh, okay, good. Stark manages to break down the pillar. Flash is available to him. Needs to flash in, get over the wall, won't be able to do so. Mujin just finds him wandering through the river. An easy pickup and an easy kill for FlashWolves to maintain the gold lead.
I think he was actually
actively towards the bot side, but now that we see both Mujin and Maple roaming around throughout the river, this will give them an early Drake that will just enable Hanabi and Betty even more to keep looking for these laning trades.
And it sounds a little bit funny to say, but there's going to be a roam up to the top side, so we'll see if Hanabi can get out of this.
There's a flash for Hanabi, but I don't know if he's going to use it. Cannon Barrage comes down. Good double team, and this is something you guys talked about, how Warzone could put Gangplank behind.
Yeah, very nicely done by EVOS, and FlashWolves at the same time. You know, it sounds funny to say, but they can be pretty happy sometimes with playing an extended laning phase when you have Gangplank who's going to be farming off of this Ornn who's going to be scaling up, when you have a Trundle who's going...
First Dragon, they also have secured first tower blood in every single one of their games. Yijin has found the Flash Impale, the tower will fall in the backside, but the call of the Forge God comes down. Will EVOS win the team fight? The damage and the combo from the Flash Wolves is tearing EVOS apart. The first victim is Yijin. Stark gets taken down as Mujin chomps him out. Hanabi's able to flash for safety, and look at that Pillar of Ice. It slows down 3 members of EVOS. Ron OP gets Realm Warp to safety, and EVOS escape with 3, but they lose the tower and 2 of their members.
Man, Stark played that fight as well as he could, but it was Hanabi that was ripping the backline apart of EVOS. They tried to force a fight because they recognized, hey, we need to go for something, and we can get a good fight set up here with Stark coming in from behind, but unfortunately, in terms of the execution and in terms of individual playmakers, it was FlashWolves that were able to come out on top.
Yeah, and the Black Shield was missing from Slay. You can't allow that Jhin to get caught like that when you're investing into all this move speed, we're investing into that Morgana Black Shield for that pick. You need to keep him safe. He got comboed by Sword Art. He lost 89% of his HP, both defensive summoners. Your 80 carry is out of the fight. You now cannot win, and he cannot re-enter because of the threat of someone like Betty or Maple just killing him in one hit.
In the blink of an eye, it feels like a 4,000 gold lead. And this is exactly the composition of the strengths you're talking about.
And just watch the combo here onto Slay and Ron OP. The Black Shield was used on Skarner. They both get caught. Look at Slay's health. He already has to heal. He has to get out of there, you know, for committing those summoners. And when you're this low, you just can't re-enter the fight. How is Stark supposed to have that assistance, you know, when he is pushed that far back?
And you can see Hanabi, after all of the initial work was done, he's able to just clean up a lot of the backline fight. And it was just like a 3-man knockup. It's on Warzone is definitely unique to me. We talked a lot about how mid laners value the sorry?
Race car noises.
Race car noises. That's the main reason. Now, Hanabi in some danger.
It is indeed. Yijin and they're going to be able to combo with Warzone. Take down Hanabi.
The long-awaited question has finally been answered. Who would win in a fight, a pirate or a scorpion? Turns out that if a magical wizard gets involved, very easy win in favor of EVOS. Gets them an extra kill on the board, and so here. I don't know if they have any idea.
No, I think they have no idea. They're actually just doing Dragon. But great, we're sneaking a Dragon. Well, unfortunately for them, on the other side of the map, yeah, this is just probably going to be Flash Wolves.
Oh, now they're a question mark. They're like, wait a minute.
Kudos to Flash Wolves. Slay is nearby, but Baron is already going to get secured here. Smite comes down. I held my breath for a moment. But 20 minutes and 47 seconds in, Flash Wolves read the map flawlessly. The grand entrance into the quickness. Warzone's in trouble. Pillar of Ice slows down the escape as the Subjugate is removing the resistances. Ron is not so OP when 4 members drop on his head. And Flash Wolves are setting themselves up to go 6-0 in the group stage.
Yeah, and I mean, the mini wave is already prepped on the top side. They already have this huge lead. The Baron buff minions is going to mean they're going to get the outer tier 1. They're very likely going to go straight into the tier 2.
Well, the Flash Wolves are playing right now.
Well, take a look at that. Yijin's going to bring the Impale back. Sword Art takes a lot of damage. Enough for Yijin to close out. The Realm will send Warzone into the middle of the fray, and the target's Hanabi. He gets taken out. Call of the Forge God from behind. EVOS will not go quietly into the night as they shut down Maple. That's the 4th of the fight. Baron buff and the Baron power play will be impacted. But a reminder that EVOS are still 6,000 gold down. That was a great team fight, but they need a whole lot more.
But that was still a huge team fight, Quickshot, for EVOS. The fact they find 4 kills onto a Baroned up Flash Wolves who had such a big lead will give them so much more momentum coming back into the game. Think of all the towers they'll be able to pick up, and they might even look for a kill onto Betty.
Well, they're going to try. Bellows Breath he's got himself a flash. He's got quickness available. There's only 1 black shield on the side of EVOS. The inhibitor may just go down. There's sort of insta-flash from Slay. Stark manages to get the Call of the Forge Guard down, but it's not going to be enough. The feathers fly. Called back by Betty. Stark will be falling after. The inhibitor's the next target is now Slay. Flashless gets run down. This is looking like an ace for Flash Wolves. The shutdown onto Warzone. Ron OP gets knocked up into the air. Flash Wolves are going to consider the dive into the Fountain Tower. Ron OP's healing up. Manages to survive. Not long enough. It's an ace for the Flash Wolves and the base to determine the game. The Nexus turrets are falling, and just as the Baron buff times out, Flash Wolves remain undefeated at 6-0. Flash Wolves take down EVOS.
It was competitive through the early game, but it was Flash Wolves that take over in that mid-game. 20-minute Baron, a master stroke here, was not spotted by EVOS until much too late, and they played their composition extremely well.
As they always said it, the team composition from Flash Wolves, it had this gigantic spike in the mid-game. 1 and 2 items. Flash Wolves used that exceptionally well. And despite the growth that we are seeing from EVOS, the improvements game on game, it's just not enough to topple the #1 team at MSI.
And it's so hard to really make a Jhin pick work into a composition like this. They put so